Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of Strong and Bold. My name is Fortina, and today we are going to talk about love hurts. By a show of hands, how many have been heartbroken? Disappointed? Felt rejected? Abandoned? Not capable? Not good enough? And not worthy of love? And I know I am not alone in this. I'm going to read from the book of Proverbs 4 verse 23. It says, "Above all else, guard your heart, for therein is the source of life. Keep your mouth from lies, and let no deceit come from your lips. Keep your sight on what is ahead, and your eyes directed straight in front of you. Watch the ground under your feet, and all your ways will be secure." So I read from Proverbs 4, verse 23 to 26. I'm actually going to read all the way to 27. And then it says, turn neither to left nor to right, and keep your path from evil. What I can say is that when you feel heartbroken, or when you feel rejection of any sort, it is painful. And the Bible says, guard your heart, because from there flows the issues of blood. The thing is that when you start getting in relationships at a very young age, you start corrupting your heart in a way that it is normal. It is normal to have crushes. It's normal to feel to desire somebody or to feel attracted to someone. It is normal. But the issue comes when and how you act on it. For instance, when you are young, like let's say you're 12, you're 13, anyone below 25, or even, anyone below 25, you're still maturing, you're still growing. You don't stop growing until, I think, scientifically 24 or 25. That's when you will become a fully made human being. So from 12 all the way to 18 or 19, you are very vulnerable because you are still growing. You are still you are very, I don't want to say naive, but you are very vulnerable. You are very vulnerable. And imagine your heart is not mature yet. Your mind, your emotions are not fully developed for you to be able to cope with the pain of losing a loved one. Not like loss, like death, but like, for example, somebody not accepting your proposal, or somebody rejecting you. They don't want to be in a relationship with you at like maybe 12, 13, 14. Or even somebody coming to tell you, like, let's say they might be 18 and you are just 12 or 13. Because I totally understand, like, the environment that we are raised, we grow in. It matters, and it affects all of us. But all I can say is, if you're a young boy or a young girl listening to me right now, and you think that you are in love with somebody, stop it. Don't act on it. Don't even think on it. Think about it. I'm going to tell you from my own personal experience. I had my first crush when I was, I think, 13 or 12. But I liked someone from my upper years of primary school. So the country I grew in, they do 8 years of primary school, 4 years of high school, and 4 years of university or tertiary education. So since then, so when you fall in love at a young age, or you think you're falling in love with someone at that particular time, you're very vulnerable because you're not mature yet emotionally and mentally to cope with those tense or intense feelings. So you tend to be in a place. That's when our like our attachment styles they become stronger. So I remembered like there's a time I liked this person for a very, very, very long time, but who have never been like official and stuff. But also, I noticed that there's a pattern that also even came with me as an adult. I tended to be in almost similar situations. Like, let's say, people might be emotionally unavailable to me, or people might be, physically unavailable to me. So, like long distance relationship. So looking back now, I see how that pattern started, or how that kind of cycle started. So going back to my younger self, I would have told myself, um, yes, you like this person, but focus on your studies at this stage. And I know most of us, we don't listen to our parents when we're in that stage, when we're at that stage, and when we're in those feelings, when we're in our feelings, in that zone, in that moment. So all I can say that you are so young and you have a lot of life ahead of you, because love hurts. Whether you are 24, you are 13, you are 15, you are 16, you are 18, 25, 40, 30, 60, even 90, you will experience the pain of love. But the difference is your ways of coping. So let's say now you like someone at 13 or 14, they don't like you back, and then there's this person who likes you back, but you don't actually like them, but you just stay with them because this the person you want, they don't want to be with you. Or you like this person so much and then they hurt you, and then you don't know how to cope with that. But if you're a bit older, emotionally, and you mature and mentally, so you have a bit more coping mechanism or strategies. However, if you are young at that particular age, you're still developing, you're still growing. And I totally understand, we never stop growing or evolving until we die, yeah. But some things like this, why there's a reason biologically, like girls don't start even this first cycle until they're in at a certain age. Even guys, even if you might have early puberty, there's a reason why our body delays in some of these aspects, because we are not ready to cope with that. We are not ready for that change to happen in our body. So if these changes in our body take a while to come personally to you, what makes you think that just because culturally, or everybody in your school or everybody in your community, they have a boyfriend, they have a girlfriend, you should do the same thing? It does not matter. It does not matter if you're feeling like you're left out, if you're feeling like you don't belong to a zone or friendship or a circle. It's okay to be alone. It's okay not to fit in. And most of the people who always become successful or change the world in one way or another are those people who never fit in. So stop forcing yourself to fit in, to be in a place that is not for you and is not meant for you. So love hurts, and the pain of love, it's something I can't even describe. Like, we will all experience it in one form or another, and at one particular stage of our life. But let it not be you prematurely at the wrong stage at the wrong time, when you have a lot of time to experience this pain. I'm telling you, at to be honest, I don't think anybody will ever die without experiencing the pain of love. All of us have experienced it. Even your father, your grandfather, your great grandfather, your grandmothers, they have all experienced the pain of love. But I'll say, guard your heart with everything that you have. I'm not saying put your walls up, but I'm saying that guard your heart. Take your time to be in certain relationships, to be in certain places. Take your time, because not everybody is for you, and then not Everybody will ever value the person that you are, okay? So this message, I strongly feel it's for teenagers, it's for young people. My heart bleeds for you, especially when you come from an environment that is not conducive, it's not sustainable, and you get into those like friendships or situationships that you see it's normal, because what we grow around gets in us, gets in us, you know, and that's what we see normal. So instead of you like being heartbroken 4 or 5 times in your lifetime, why don't you just try to prevent as much as possible for yourself not to experience the pain of heart, the pain of rejection, a heartbreak, you know, because it stings, it burns, and there's no remedy, there's no cure for that. If you're experiencing it, it's a matter of time. And also, I want you to be safe enough when you ever experience the pain of love, that you are able to cope with it a bit better, rather than going in life again repeating the same cycle that maybe your parents did, or your mother did, or your father did, or even your auntie, people around you did. You can prevent yourself from being from experiencing a love heart, because not this kind of heart, but a love that hurts, you know, because all of us will experience it in one way or the other. But all I can say to you, my youngsters, to my younger self, I could have prevented some of those things that have happened to me personally. And now that I am at the age that I am, I feel that if I knew people like me who are open and transparent and tell you like in a loving, nurturing way that that is dangerous, that you know, in a loving way, because African parents, there's a way they parent, man. Whew, whew. African parents, there's a way they parent with tough love, but also I don't blame them, because that's also the environment they grew up. So I feel like we need more of like aunties, uncles who can inspire uh, a generation in our communities and say, actually, I am feeling like this, rather than shaming you or making you feel guilty or bad, or not being a Christian enough, or you know, working for the devil, or the devil is in you, kind of thing, kind of environment. You don't also deserve that. I just feel like we should try to create more secure and safe environment for our younger generations to be able to come up to us and to come out and say, I'm facing this type of turmoil, or this is going on in my life at this particular stage. What do I do? We show them love. We show them with we show them with love. We embrace them, we embrace their journey, and we acknowledge their feelings rather than just dismissing them. Because you can't say, I can't come to you and say, I think I have a crush. It's like, stop thinking like that and go to do your homework. Of course, that feeling is there, it's valid. But if you tell me something like, I understand, I also felt that particular way one time, but all I can say is like, do not act on it at this stage. Get more information about that person and get more discernment with yourself to know if that is an actually a crush that you want to act on, or it's a season that is passing. We always see people we are attracted to, but does not mean all the time they are for us or we should act on it. So these are the skills that you can even go in your adulthood with, but are not readily available at our younger generation, or for our younger selves, you know. So all I can say is like, we need to create and cultivate more environment that is sustainable and suitable, that we couldn't have at the time or at the stage we needed it. So for me, this advice is what I needed when I was 12, I was 13, I was 14, I was 16, I was 17. This is the advice I needed. And this is why I am giving it to you. Love hurts, but that is not the end. There's nothing that God cannot turn around, but most of these pains, or some of these things, we also have a part to play. And when we discover that, and when we acknowledge that, we become accountable and we start making different and better decisions for us. So today, my lovelies, I'm going to leave it here and catch me on another episode that I'm going to talk about teen moms, teen dads, and teenage pregnancy, because I was one of them. Yes, I was one of them. So stay blessed, stay loved, and stay wrapped up in the abundance of God's love. Bye.